Welcome along. Welcome to Al's latest podcast. We started doing these podcasts again because I thought after 5 years it might be an idea just to turn back the clock. Now, unfortunately, this idiot here, this is me, who's supposed to know how to do all this stuff, forgot to I put a piece of audio on and I added some video to it. And unfortunately, I didn't put the audio on. Thanks to Jim Matthews. I'll give him a shout out. We haven't met before, and we haven't met for a while, so I really ought to go and thank him for letting me know, Al, there's no audio. Now, this is the calibre of listener and watcher I have. They watch my back. So thanks, Jim. We ended up taking it down and putting it back on again. So it keeps me grounded, though, really does. This technology, you got to keep on your toes, you know. Anyway, I'm going to show you this. There you go, look. That's called a gimbal. That's Bobby Gimbal, that. And what that does is, just a minute, it takes one of these and you fit it all together and it makes one heck of a camera. What you've got on here is all sorts of gadgets and goodness knows what, and you've experienced all this, you lot. So what it does, it takes photographs and it also takes cinematic videos. That's what I'm saying. That way you went a cup of tea. Anyway, so that's what it does. It adds to what I was doing, so it makes your podcast better. Audio and visual, I want to talk about that too. Radio has taken a step sideways, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of radio and visual. I had a go at it, and I think radio should be just painting pictures without you knowing, but to add video to audio, you have to do things a little bit differently. So I decided I'd have a go at this radio visual thing, you know, and for me it was okay. I think you liked it because people like videos and visual, so I thought that's what I'd do with this. I'll add it a little bit, you know, see how it goes. Well, here we are. Welcome along. This is Al with you. What I'm doing is I'm giving you a taster of how I started all this podcasting off, and I'm trying. I'm trying to make it sound difficult, but it's a labour of love, darlings. So what we did, we had some backing tracks. So what we did, I had three artists, Ollie E, Jim Robertson and Mark Bradbury. We played that music. So I made it. It's a podcast, but it's not. It's like a radio show. So as you can see, it's all audio. And what I've had to do is put a silly picture of me, a caricature that Katie Danes did for me. I'll tell you all about that later on. So let's get on. Let's start how we used to start it. This is it. Wow, welcome along. It's Saturday morning. Yay, it's podcast day. Welcome along, you Shepshodians, to Al, who's messing about with knobs. It's a knob, you know. And today we've got some bits and bobs for you. I won't tell you how we do this audio stuff. Sounds very complicated, but I make it so. Right, we're going to kick off with one of my favourites. It's an album I've called Mac the Knife. It's Jim Robertson. And it's Elvis. He's in the boring. As a snow flies
On a cold and grey Chicago morning, another baby child is born.
And that's what we did. We just messed about. And I presented, very loosely termed, my interpretation of a podcast. But it was more of getting Shepshed out there, if you know what I mean. Because during the pandemic, we'd all been locked down, rightly or wrongly. I'm not going into that. But Shepshed actually thrived. The market grew, and there was a couple of businesses that actually got going from that lockdown. So I thought, you know what? And you look at old pictures of Shepshed, and I love my history. There was always plenty of people came out when there was something to watch, or a carnival or something like that, or, you know, Whit Sunday to do with the church. So I thought, you know what, if you scratch it, it's still under the surface. And anyway, from then on, we've had big development in Shepshed with, you know, buildings going all over the Hockey, rightly or wrongly. We've had the bull rings been modernised. It looks fantastic. People had their say, which is quite right. You do. We wondered where the money came from and all that type of thing, but it's okay. We're trying to open up the Hallcroft again, which is where the market was, and it was great. And I sort of enjoyed doing this. I got nothing to do during the pandemic, and I started doing family and friends videos. And yeah, well, I do have some friends and family, you know. Yes. So that's what we did. And my love of radio, the old radio, I'm going right back now, stems from the BBC doing comedy right back in the late 50s. And yeah, I'm old. I am ancient. And so that's how we did it. And I just started messing about with jingles and all that type of stuff. And it was great. You know, so that was it. And that was Jim Robertson and Elvis and me talking over it. And basically, that was the idea. And I talked about if there was a roadworks or anything like that. It's boring stuff. And we did it for, I think, about 4 years before I got the idea to do radio. And it is possible. Most people, if you've got half a brain, could do it. So there you go. But anyway, that's basically what it was. That's how I produced it. And then I thought, you know what? Radio is trying to be television. And let's see if it works. It doesn't work for me. I don't know about you, but it just doesn't. I like just the voice, and I imagine who I'm talking to and that type of thing. Anyway, let's have a break, and then I'll come back. Right, so what's happened with radio is some bright spark decided to stick a camera in the studio and make it TV radio. Now, I'm a purist. To be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it works. I'll show you how it does work and how I try to make it work, because you try to get these trends and sit on them if you can. So, you know, but it means having more equipment. So I'll show you exactly what we need to make it work, and we'll go from there. Right, so to make it work, you need a deck with sliders on, so the audio goes through that. You need a mic, you need headphones, and that's to deaden the sound a little bit there. And you need a camera, and you need a computer to help you with all the files and goodness knows what. So you can see it's quite a chain. Right, I'm upstairs in Radio Towers. This is the main studio where I do most of the recording from. and you'll learn a little bit more about it. I'm going to close this video now. The next one I'll show you how TV radio works. I will show you that, and then we'll have some fun with it. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye for now.